So we found Buckingham Gate by, I think, seeing an advertisement for a webinar in the Times, and we set it up on our television in the living room and we watched it. And it was obvious that Matthew was talking about a situation that we fitted into absolutely perfectly. I think, do you remember that?
One of the early feelings about it was that it was a waste of my time. I'm a qualified chartered accountant. I've been managing director of a subsidiary of a major international company, and I thought I knew all the answers. I then listened in to this webinar and suddenly realized that I didn't have the answers and that I seriously needed advice.
We've been a client for about 4 years. We have been extremely impressed with the way we've been looked after on such a personal level. But I have been so delighted to have Matthew talk to us. He's very patient. I'm married to a chartered accountant, so I've never had to worry about my finances, and therefore I'm utterly without knowledge. And Matthew's very patient and describes and explains everything so clearly, and I really, really feel there's a connection. So Buckingham Gate set up a trust for us for a particular aspect that we were keen on. I was a bit nervous about it to start with, but actually discussed it with our daughters, and they made me realise what a brilliant thing it was and is. So I think we feel very confident we've got the right trust now.
Initially, of course, we had no real idea of what a trust would involve, and this had to be explained to us fairly carefully. And so he then explained how we could set up a trust that would be beneficial, in particular to our grandchildren.
And relevant to us.
Who we feel that are actually going to need quite a lot of help now, because when we got married, the percentage of my salary that went on mortgage was attainable. But you know, if you're having to buy a £1 million house now, there's absolutely no way that our grandchildren are going to be remotely able to afford. So any help that we can give them is going to be very beneficial.
For me, the one thing that Buckingham Gate has done is to give me huge confidence and security for the future. Having been married to someone who knows much more about the finances than I do, I feel I'm now in safe hands with Matthew, and now also with his team, now I've met them.
Personally, I feel that it has shown me that actually I need advice. When you're as pompous as I am, you feel that you have all the answers, and then you realise that listening to the advice from Buckingham Gate, you realise that you really needed support and you really needed help, and that you didn't know as much as you thought you did.
I would recommend Buckingham Gate to anyone who was remotely interested in looking after their financial affairs. I would 100%.
Certainly, if there are people that we know that we figure that you could be helpful, we'd recommend them immediately.